So.
Yeah.
All right, 7:30. July 11th, 2023. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I thought King and King were coming, but apparently not. Roll call, Brett. Here. Stan. Here. Bruce, here, Phoebe.
Here.
And Angie. Absent. Comments from the community, not on the agenda? Seeing none, I'd like to, right now, go to the executive session and get that done with first.
Need a motion.
I'll need a motion.
I'll make a motion to go into, I'll make a motion to go to executive session.
I'll support.
And the purposes for going into closed session is to review an attorney-client correspondence. Right?
Yes.
Is that part of your motion?
That is for my motion.
You're good.
Like-
We don't need to talk the whole meeting now. What she said.
Discuss attorney-client what?
To discuss the attorney-client communication, which is
Yeah.
exempt from disclosure.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're gonna have a roll call vote.
I was just testing.
We're just doing everything wrong.
Duncan,
Yes.
Christie, yes. Dudek,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
motion carried. We'll be back.
Yeah, it's still on. I'll bring out the song.
Yeah, if you guys want to do
It's like we're out of here. It's morning.
Maybe it's good King and King didn't go.
So somebody beeping and.
All right. Motion to come out of closed session.
I'll make the motion to come out of closed session.
I'll support.
Hey, Gilman,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes.
Christie, Duncan.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming and
Yep.
spending your evening with us.
Yep, I will be in touch.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
okay. Communications. We got a notice of a price increase from Comcast. And also I've been talking to Ray Signs. He sent me an email thread, which I included here. To tell you what's going on. They've been discussing with Mercury Broadband about what's going on and Columbus has not been scheduled yet, so they're saying it's gonna be sometime in 2024. I've asked Ray to see if you could involve the supervisors in the discussions with Mercury, and told me that, Mercury indicated that they will be, meeting separately with each township. So when that happens, I'll ask them to come to a meeting. Okay, and that's separate from anything that the county,
I was just gonna ask that. What about,
that's separate.
okay,
Yeah, from
Okay.
anything the county's trying to do,
Okay.
and they have not made a decision on anything yet. Also, $1.5 billion just became available for Michigan for broadband. And we don't know how we're going to access, or if we can access that money at this point.
well,
The approval of agenda,
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
all in favor?
I,
Aye, opposed? Motion carried. Next is the minutes from June 13th. Township Board meeting. I have a statement I've prepared about the minutes. And I'll hand out a copy of it. So that I wrote it down so that it would end up getting recorded correctly in the minutes. So last month, when the drama started, I stayed out of it because I didn't want to be drawn into the trap. As soon as I said that I authorized it, that discussion should have been over. But it went on and on. I should have banged my gavel and ended it. I shouldn't even have allowed the discussion for the things that were not on the agenda. That was my mistake, and I'm sorry for that. I sat here and got accused of being a liar several times. I am not. There's been an ongoing problem of untrue things being put into the minutes. Every month, I painstakingly try to repair them before they are submitted for approval. And after reading these minutes for approval, I have to speak out on the lies and deception. So if you look at your minutes on page 2, near the bottom. Says clerk said she wanted to bring to the attention of the board that the office manager had come in a half hour early almost every day last month. Now, while that is true that it was said at the meeting, that's a deceptive statement. Because it doesn't mention that he was off for a week during that month and there was a holiday during that month. So he was catching up on his work. Next, she stated that she had spoken to the supervisor and he said he didn't know. That is not true. She said he didn't know and needs to be scratched out. Because she knew. And then while we're on page 2, the sentence above that should be stating, it doesn't read correctly at all. It should say supervisor stated that he did discuss it with the clerk and was told it was okay. And then next, clerk said that other employee time cards had been scrutinized. The rest of the sentence reads, and he denies everybody else's punches over time. And that shows manipulation of the minutes because that part was conveniently left out. And that changes the whole meaning of that sentence. I have never denied that last part was obviously pointed at me. I have never denied those hours be paid to anybody. The fact is, the only time hours ever got denied, the clerk denied them. And I brought a motion to pay that person for those hours. And the clerk voted no. I think the whole sentence should be scratched out. But that's up to you because it really was said. The next one I have highlighted is on page 4. The reason I highlighted this one is where it says treasurer said that it is the board's job to look at expenses and it was nothing personal. I watched that tape over and over and I never heard that said.
What page?
On page 4 is
Okay.
yellow.
Oh, yes. I was wondering why you highlighted that.
Yeah, because I couldn't find that anywhere on the tape. So I think that one should be scratched out. All right, further down on page 4. Clerks then asked why the supervisor had not told her that. And that's not true either. It was really the treasurer who asked me why I had not told the clerk that. And I'm disappointed that the treasurer automatically believed what the clerk said and thought I was a liar. But it happened. 2 more sentences down, clerk said, I asked the supervisor why the office manager came in early and was not told that he okayed it. Oh, we need to scratch out not, because she was told.
Can you say that one more time where it is? You're going too fast.
It's like down this far on the page. It says
Oh,
clerk
got
said,
it, yeah.
I asked supervisor why the office manager came in early and was not told that he okayed it.
So you don't want any of that? You don't want?
No, I
that
think the
to-
word not needs to come out.
Oh, okay.
Because I did okay it.
Okay, Bruce,
I'm listening.
you're scratching out things that were said at the meeting that were said. You can't, you told me and I told you, but what was stated was stated. You can say that cross off not because you said that, but I didn't say that. So you're changing what I said by crossing off words. And basically we're back to the old, your word against my word thing. But
No,
I said those things and you said those things that what I said at the meeting that you're changing, I actually said.
Oh, and I'm not saying you didn't. I'm saying it right here that you did say these things.
But you're saying that I
but if you-
manipulated, I lied. Well, those minutes there are basically the ones you edited. And I only took off the part where you said that I said where you want to cross the knot off. I removed that because I did say that.
I know you said it, but just because you say something don't mean it's
But
true.
you can't change
And
the
that's what my
minutes.
problem is.
You don't understand. You can't change what I said because I did say that.
Oh, and I do know you said that, and we haven't voted yet, and we haven't made the decision yet. I'm reading my statement about what I believe should be. They could all say, no, Bruce, we'll leave it like it is. They say whatever they want, because this statement will be in next month's meeting minutes as complete, so it'll get stated anyhow. So I don't care if they change anything. But I'm going to address the situation that you can't just sit here and say lies about stuff or manipulate the way or deceive the way something went down and then say, I did say that. Because of course I'm admitting you said it. But if it gets left in there like it's the truth, and then a year from now it gets brought up in our face and you go, right here, I said that. I agree, you said it. But that don't make it right. That's what I'm saying. So. By reading these minutes, it said first the clerk says she didn't know about it, then she did know about it, then she didn't know about it, then I wouldn't tell her.
No, I said every single time that you had told me you didn't know. I never said I knew that until you said I authorized it. And then I said, I apologize, Mike. I would have never brought this up if I had known that. And I truly believe, I truly meant that because I would
Okay.
never have even brought it to the meeting.
Okay, well, if you read your own minutes, you'll see that you're saying you didn't know about it, and then you're admitting later that you asked me about it. So you obviously knew about it. And then you're saying, and then
Okay.
later you're saying you just
Okay.
found out when you were doing the paychecks, which is not true, because we talked about it the week before Memorial Day.
No,
Oh, yes, we did. And I said, Mike's coming in Friday. And I said, he even talked about coming in on Monday.
correct. Those two things, you're absolutely right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're-
We're
but
moving on.
you-
I'm not gonna have the argument with you. I'm gonna finish reading my sentence, my statement, and then we're gonna vote you up or down, and then we're moving on. So. Next, the clerk said, I never would have brought it to the board if the supervisor had told her. Again, it's true that this was said, but the accusation is not true. She knew. Every month we have to deal with this. I think it's pretty clear to the entire township that the clerk hates me, but I don't think she needs to smear me in the minutes every month. Next, on page 5, right in the middle of the page, clerk says, I just found out when I was doing the paychecks. Not true. I put that in there because it was said, but it's not a true statement. She knew about this the week before Memorial Day because that's when we talked about it. So I think that sentence should be scratched because it's a lie. The issue I have is probably 20 times every meeting I hear lies, and lies should not go into the minutes and be considered fact, only to be brought up later and stuck in our face at a future date. And lastly, I would like to publicly apologize to Michael Spanik for the way he was publicly humiliated last month. Is there anybody else has anything on the minutes? What changes, if any, would you like to make, or would somebody make a motion one way or another?
The part that was highlighted on page 4, that part, I went through the recording and I didn't see that in there or hear it in there anywhere.
I'm fine with that.
So I have no problem with that one. You can remove.
The yellow one you want to scratch out?
Correct. And the problem is the other ones were said. You know what
I
I mean,
know
so
we had a date wrong one time and we're like, well, we found out later it was wrong, but it's like, but you can't change it. And I just wish this all could have been prevented. It's just,
I do too.
and I know Angie didn't do it maliciously, that she went right to you to try to, do the correct, proper procedure,
I honestly
Yeah,
wish,
you know.
I honestly wish when you knew that you had come to me and said, what happened here? And I would have, because I would have said, we talked about this a week ago. What do you-
we barely. She brought it up right before the meeting and I was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, let's bring it up. And then she brought it up earlier too, like one time, but otherwise it was never even, didn't even cross our mind really about it, it wasn't
'Cause it
like,
turned into a way bigger deal.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like, thought out, like it was just one time, like when she talked to you and then right before the meeting, like, oh, she'll bring it up. Yeah, that's all it was. It wasn't maliciously, it wasn't, we were respecting your position, like, okay, Bruce is in charge of Mike, and that's, we were trying, I know she was trying to do it the correct way, so. I mean, that's the least thing we want is to cause problems in our office space and everything. And Mike and all of us had a good talk and we figured stuff out, and that's the least thing we want, so.
So the one on page 2 near the bottom, supervisor stated that he did discuss it with the clerk and told her it was okay. Can we make
Can you see
that
what the page
change?
number is again? I'm sorry.
Page 2,
Page 2, okay.
and it's in my hand, it's in my writing in bold type. So apparently I wrote it wrong. I didn't check my copy.
So it's
I
the
don't
last
know that
sentence.
Angie rewrote it wrong or that I wrote it wrong in the first place.
Supervisor said that he did discuss it with me first and I told him it was okay. You want that gone?
No, it's supposed to read supervisor stated that he did discuss. So get rid of the ED,
Yeah,
it with scratch me, the clerk. And scratch first and scratch I told, not him, her, it was okay. Cause that's what I
told
actually.
her it was okay.
That's what I actually said. And I don't know if it was my fault or not on the typo. And if you want to leave everything Angie said, whether it's right or wrong, that's your prerogative.
I think the problem was just like he said, she said thing, and if there was something like this, it wasn't in writing, like, yes, maybe initial something if he's gonna be coming in, maybe some kind of, so we have proof of,
Kind of like she said earlier, right? It's only what's in the motion that counts. Now we just gotta make sure the motions are all written correctly.
Yep. Okay, so
So that part, we can put that part in there, right? Discuss that he did discuss with the clerk.
here, that's what I
First, and
wrote.
I told her, okay,
That's what I wrote. I'll leave one here for Angie too, because I want it just like it reads in minutes.
well, I'll make that. Is there anything else you had to have?
I have nothing else.
I'll make the motion to change. Make the change at the bottom of page 2. That we just discussed. Supervisor stated he did discuss with the clerk first, and I told her it was okay. And then on page 4, the highlighted section to be removed.
with 4 people, what's a 2-person vote, and what is it again? Like if 2 people say no and 2 people say yes,
And then it'll fail.
That's the verb,
it's a fail, okay.
all dead.
So Keelman to fix the bottom of page 2 and to remove the highlighted on page 4. Is there a second on that? I'll second that. In the spirit of moving on.
No, I'm not used to reading your initials, okay. E, I wrote, Brett Kilman.
All right, Keelman,
Yes.
Duncan,
No,
Dudek,
Yes.
Christie, no.
can you make a motion then say no?
I
Oh.
just supported it.
The
But
one.
yes, you can.
Okay, so I think it was.
Because
That's not completely wrong.
well, you can, because you want to bring it to the vote, so you're allowed to do that.
Oh, okay,
You don't have to be in favor of it, you're just in favor of bringing it to the vote.
Welcome to backroad world.
okay.
It's backwards world.
Oh,
Does anybody have an alternative motion? Or shall we move on? Because either way, this goes in history.
I just want to move on from it. So, and hopefully we all learn from it, so.
See you next one.
You can be optimistic. Oh,
We're gonna try.
I try.
Any other motion? Oh. All right,
don't you still have to approve the minutes?
well, you're supposed to.
Somebody has to approve the minutes,
We have to approve them because then we'll get in a pickle like with
right? Somebody has to approve that.
the auditor.
Right, somebody needs to come up with a motion that they're happy with.
Can I change my vote? I just don't like all the dialogue all the time, but I understand the point. I've never liked all the dialogue in it, just,
I know
and that's what I just don't like,
I know that's true.
Okay, so I can change my motion that's gonna push it through,
All right,
so change me to yes.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, treasurer report.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll mention it too when we do the check register. We got the EMS millage money. So 112,980.45, and I talked to Wes. We do need to make a budget adjustment because we didn't account for it at all. So it's pretty much gonna be up with the revenue, up with the expenditure, because we had to pretty much write a check right out to them. And we do have it on the check register.
So when do we do that budget adjustment?
Either during the check register or now or whatever, but I was just pointing that out for my financials too, that we did receive that payment.
I'll make a
So,
motion for that. Let's just do it.
Okay.
right now.
yeah, but they're pretty simple and they're just both going up and zeroing out. I'll make a motion to make a budget adjustment to raise the revenue of EMS millage 112,980.45, and then raising the expense of EMS millage to 112,980.45.
So income and expense, right?
Yep,
What was the amount?
112,980.45.
I'll support.
Yes, you there?
Yes.
Duncan,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
Carried. And I ran into Jeff White the other day and he's happy.
Yeah, and so they should be doing free.
Reruns now.
Yes, starting when? Didn't you tell me the date first?
Said July 1st.
July 1st, okay. But we'll still bill on our end, for rescue runs and stuff. But people at the fire department,
Right,
they
we're gonna
won't charge them now for rescue runs.
We're
So
gonna-
they won't get two bills
We're
from
gonna
us.
bill what we bill for. still,
Yep,
though.
yep. And then I did ask about the bottom of the account balance report.
Yeah, that we talked about last month.
So I talked to one guy and he's the least person I like from BSNA because he's like, well, it is what it is. Like we always have problems with him, but I tried to get a hold of him today too. And I got an email. It says that section is included on the report because you're running the port. I said, okay, I know that. I told him it was a different fiscal year. Okay, so it is the net of the revenues and expenditures from the fiscal year. No, she didn't answer my question. Nope. Okay, so I'll try to talk to somebody else. I
No
got,
satisfactory answer.
no,
Okay,
no. So I will try to get a clear answer though for you guys, because that's what I wonder too. What is it? Let me know. What is it? Where do you get those figures, So,
anything else on that? Motion to file?
I'll make the motion to file the treasurer's report as presented.
Second,
I'll say.
all in favor? Aye, opposed? Carried. Check register for the pool. I have a few questions, do we know why there was a second check just written for the late fee on the Pitney Bowes? Wasn't that on last month's bill?
No, it was not. I wrote it after because I wanted to get your approval before I wrote it.
Okay. And then, Phoebe, the mobile home tax, why is there two in the same month?
it's just whenever they give it to me,
They just gave you two that.
they give one and then it's very kind of, and it's just one and I give it to her and I have to deposit it, and then she writes the thing on this and then she'll wait for the next check register, and sometimes one is held later,
Okay. And then we paid high tech 3 times.
Because they didn't send us invoices for May and June, and they sent them on a Monday, and then on Thursday, I got the one for July.
Oh,
So
so all 3 of them they just sent?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know why. I think they forgot. I actually
Mhm.
called and asked them.
And then did the same thing happen with Foster Swift?
Yeah, I never got that bill either. So she's gonna start emailing a copy of it to you and to me. Because somehow they missed that month.
Hmm.
So that way we should both get a copy and know. So I got, I wrote them in two separate checks so you guys could see the two different months. But I don't know why she didn't send it. I think she was emailing them to you, wasn't she?
Yeah, I get them every month and I,
As soon as you
Send 'em
give
off.
them to,
basket.
but I never had the one.
Hmm.
I had to call also for the garbage. They never sent me that bill. I called, what day was that, Phoebe? Wednesday or Thursday?
It was right after July 4th. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 5th, yeah, or whatever, yeah.
So aren't you included on that group email that they do?
For
They,
the Marquette.
For the trash. bill?
I didn't get it either. She was
Really?
like, did you get it? And I'm like, I didn't get it. Yeah, because I checked
Yeah.
my email too. Yeah,
All right, well, you know what? I'll just turn them in whether you're on that email or not.
okay.
Yeah, if you have an extra one, you can toss it or something, but
Well, no,
I'll-
when you
I'll-
give me a copy of stuff, I hang on to it. So then when I get, I have to have a copy for the check and then a copy for the,
I try to make sure you get every document you need.
yeah, no, I know. I don't know. I
Okay,
think it
then
was,
the last thing is the wrong bank thing. Who can explain that?
so I went to reconcile my bank statement and I'm like, why is there 250 in here? Apparently. There's 5 cans in the pot for when it comes to credit cards, the credit card company, then there's the building department, and then there's the accounting system for BSNA too. And so somehow when Justin, and we've never done one, this is the first time we ever did a bond with a credit card. So through our accounting system. And so Justin, the building department interfaces to the accounting system, and the accounting system finds the invoice, and then he did the credit card through there. But apparently, and it's the GL was right, the line item said it was going to trust, so it all looked fine, but the credit card went to building department, went to the thing. So I had to call the credit card company and blah, 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 and I'm trying to figure it out. And they're like, well, let's, go as the credit card company, we'll go as BSNA, so I'm trying to figure it out right now. And I think I figured it out. Me and Justin have been talking about it, so,
Okay,
but yeah.
but it was just a mistake.
It was, yeah. Yeah,
You
credit card.
You caught it, right?
Yes, yep.
So anybody got any other questions on,
I have a question. Mike's got a million time cards on here, but there's 4 now or 3 for trash pickup. But he's got trash pickup written on the other ones. Are we
well,
switching?
because we didn't know how we were going to pay him. So after I talked to the auditor, they told me to make it a separate one. So I just had him, he was tracking it on his regular time card. We're just gonna have him do it on a separate one. So, because he's getting paid a different way on those. It'll be next month. It won't look like that because we had to figure it out first. I talked to
So
the
next
auditor.
month it'll be all on the regular time card, or it'll be?
He'll have a
Two
time
separate
card for,
ones.
yeah, he'll have one time
Yep.
card for trash and then he'll have his regular ones.
What she has me do, Brett, is I do it on my own time,
Yeah, I know, but
okay?
we
And
pay you a
then
flat fee.
I just,
Mhm.
Why can't we just add it into the regular paycheck? Is it 2 checks then?
Oh, it's
For one-
going on it's going on his regular paycheck. It's just a different way for the auditors to check it. This is just for the auditors, really.
Why couldn't it just be on the same time card then?
No, we have
Well,
those,
We were just trying to figure it out since it was new,
Yeah,
so we're all kind of like,
and they sent those wrong time cards anyway, so Mike's gonna just use those up using that.
Because before I put mine on the mileage when I was doing trash, so I mean, he'll have 2 then.
18,000 sheets of paper a month to know he picked up the garbage. We
Right.
couldn't
I mean, he could
include
put
that.
it on his mileage sheet. Would you be cool with that, Angie, if you just put
No,
on his
you-
mileage?
Put it on
No,
here?
Oh,
No,
okay.
'cause his mileage gets paid on a different check. His
Yeah, but-
trash is a
but on
paycheck.
his regular time card, can't he just write trash
Trash
on Thursday
6/29 trash or whatever day. it
or
was.
whatever it is?
If that makes you guys happy, I was doing it to simplify it for me, so I could double check, these are his trash, these are his hours, but if that's the way you guys want it, I don't care.
Yeah, I would say just write it out here, whatever the date is, 6/29 trash pickup. I don't know, 7/1, whatever it is, trash pickup, eliminate the paper.
It's not
Save
gonna
yourself the negative.
eliminate any paper when I copy it for you guys, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. I was just trying to do it so that the auditor could check it more easily, but I don't care.
Any
Yeah,
other
that would-
questions?
So I would create more paper.
Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, electronic 57 to 61, and then check numbers 4088 to 4139. Total of $202,929.89.
And that's written on the next page, right?
Correct. Go to 929.89.
Second,
Support.
Duncan,
Yes.
you did?
Yes.
Christie, yes. Gilman? Yes. The ordinance report. The only thing I got on this ordinance report is, I mean, I see some things happen, but I noticed that, the truck and trailer thing on Short Road fell off again.
I thought it was in here.
And
At the,
I
at the
didn't see
end.
it on there, because didn't,
I thought it was
didn't he-
toward the end.
he agreed that he was gonna write it, ticket
Uh,
for that one, isn't it, last month?
Yeah, it was supposed to happen
what's the?
next day
address
following the
again?
meeting.
This 8262 is not it, right?
I thought I remember reading it.
Third page, it says 8262 Short Road, that's not it, right?
No, work without a permit, nope.
That's a different one, right?
Yep.
I just don't remember reading it, and they were saying that they're not.
Yeah, I didn't see it on.
Wasn't that? Great. Oh, see, I was thinking it was 1015 kroner, because they were talking about a semi trailer,
Okay,
you know, so I was thinking it was that one. Okay.
and then the one at 32 in Gratiot, they
Yeah.
picked up all their toys and took them. Oh,
Oh, nice.
they cleaned it up and took their stuff.
Yeah, no, one way. Yeah. I know.
Got one.
Are you gonna follow up with them on the short road one, Bruce?
I'll ask them about it.
That's kind of funny. That's the only one. I don't think. With despite Brett.
It might be the-
I know, right?
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, goodness.
We can keep kicking that can down the road like we did the winery guy. Keep giving them approval.
Yeah.
2 years later, we'll be like, oh gee. We made a mistake.
Anything on that?
I know, I do see he's on it.
Motion to file,
I'll make a motion to file the ordinance officer's report.
second,
I'll second.
all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, assessor report, there was none. Old business, high tech quotes. So we have two new quotes here, but let me first say we have no update on phase one. I asked for an update just the other day. I was told he was checking on it with somebody, but he never got back with me for any information. So let's take the $7,800 one. Okay. This is phase two. So we got this thing called a access point. It's a wireless transceiver, receiver, transmitter. It helps us hook up to wireless like. Like the computer right now and whatever. So the current one is sitting in with the server right now. They want to replace it with 2 of them. Now, before we go any further, I was told that all these quotes are for all the bells and whistles. Because that's what they recommend and it makes their job easier. But we can always pare it back if they want, if you want. So we have 1 access point now, he wants to put in 2. He wants to put 1 out here in this hall and 1 over Michael's desk in the ceiling. Then the next 2 things on the list, one of them is software and one of them is a service agreement. Then the next one's another service agreement. Then there's a switch. A 24 port switch. And then there's software. For that one and a subscription for 36 months, I believe. And then a power cord. So. Currently. Nothing we have has a subscription to it. Okay, it's our access point is just an access point. It has no subscription. There's no software that goes with it. It just plugs in and works. This one is one that they want to put in, or actually 2 that they want to put in that they can access them from their place to check on them. Plus it has a cloud subscription so that they really don't have to do anything. And the cloud subscription manages it.
So do you mean it's like a subscription, like we have to pay like monthly or yearly fees on it?
Yes. Look right here, Extreme Network Software and TAC, that's total something care. 1 year, 133 per, 267. Then these
Okay,
Extreme Networks, SaaS. Or there's 2 of them for $500, that's software. And then the next one is software for the other thing.
so those 3 are yearly
But
fees,
there's
right?
software for which other thing?
The switch with the 24 port.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's pricey.
Yeah, it is pricey and. You have to keep renewing this stuff. You have to keep the subscription up to date every year. And every 3 years, he said you have to get new software.
I swear everything has a subscription now.
Yeah, and that's what he told me.
Yeah.
Everything's going to subscription.
It is,
now.
yeah,
And. But
wow.
see, they're not monitoring it then. They're letting the cloud thing monitor it, it looks like to me. But anyhow, I told him I would show it to you and let you guys think about if you want to make a decision or not on that. But that's $7,800 and it looks like a good portion of that's going to be reoccurring charges. The other one is phase 3. So on this one again, there's a firewall. So this one's gonna cost 6 hours from the time block incidentally. And then there's a firewall appliance that costs $750. And the software and service agreement for that one is $1,700. That's the renewable part. And he didn't know if that was for 1 year or 3 years. So I said I would present it. I told him I didn't know if you guys would make any kind of decision without knowing the status of phase 1. That's where we're at.
So the $2,500 one, what was this?
The $2,500 one.
That's the
is a
firewall one.
That's just the firewall.
Network security firewall and a $1,700 subscription that goes with it.
In the face says replace current Cisco firewall going end of life in 24. with a new Sophos firewall and VPN. This would allow you to have more than 2 concurrent users to VPN into Columbus Township, waiting on special pricing.
But you see, it's a protection license bundle. 36 month. So every 36 months, it's gonna be $1,700.
Wow.
Hell of a bundle.
Yeah,
Does he know that we're not like
well,
huge government?
now remember the part where he said, everything we do is with all the bells and whistles, because that's what we recommend and it makes our job easier.
Well, yeah, because it makes his job.
You can pare it back if you wish.
This isn't NASA. Good grief.
It's not NASA,
Good grief. I mean, what are we protecting?
so that's.
But we are gonna have to do something for firewall eventually, at least, because it says end in life in 24, so. I don't know. It's gonna be like simple, like,
I just love how he always goes to the highest end one. There's no middle of the road. There's no
yeah, yeah. like,
small, medium,
do the
large.
Job and, and know it's reliable and move.
Like you
on,
need
know?
you need 2 links in here, right? One in this room, one in that room. Why?
Why? yeah,
Whoever sits
say-
in this room that we would need another one.
Well,
Except
and
for
my,
us.
my computer works fine with the one we got.
Yeah, we don't have
Right
50
now.
people in this building fighting over internet connection
Yeah,
wirelessly. And most of you are plugged into a landline while you're sitting at your desk, so.
Yep.
it Doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe he needs to come here to understand what really goes on here before he makes recommendations of chaos.
I mean, I want us to be protected, but I don't, I don't know,
Right.
extreme,
No,
though.
I
Yeah, I want us to be
agree.
protected, but I don't want,
You don't want to be
and
had.
they're all called extreme.
Well, and you're,
too.
yeah, and you're gonna be head every 3 years. And then in 3 years, he's probably gonna tell you, oh, that one is now end of life. And now you need to buy another one and another 3-year subscription. Seems like he's, I didn't like that when he came and told us the last time. Again, you should have a low, medium and high option.
Exactly.
This one's the Lexus of the whatevers, and it's got every freaking bell and whistle you need. And this one's kind of middle of the road and it'll do everything it needs
Exactly.
to, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. And this one's not the best, but
This one's the Bentley.
right, but why is there not one like a level
Is it
down?
the electric
Exactly.
bed?
Have you ever
Like
seen one?
Volvo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, this is.
That's
the
strange.
Bentley.
Can you ask them to give us different options
I certainly
per
can.
phase, like,
I
hey,
certainly can.
like he just said, cheapest, middle ground,
I told him,
extreme,
I was shocked at these. I told him, I said, dude, I don't even.
But I have, but he is right, there is subscriptions on I've been seeing it a lot, even for accounting systems, they
Well,
want
tell
your
him to
money.
explain why he thinks we need 2 ports,
Yeah, if we haven't shown a need for it, then,
I know why. He just said that we need 2 ports just to make sure you can get a good connection in all corners of the building.
but I also want it done right and not to spend a bunch of money and then be like, oh man, I wish we had that other, I want it done correctly and ready for the future.
But I think you could always add one if you needed,
Okay,
is
okay,
what I think.
okay, as long as
Right.
that's, yeah,
I think if you bought the best one made like this, it should work so much better than the crummy one we have now. But I think the one we got now would work better if you just moved it out of that where it's at and put it up in the ceiling over Mike's desk, where it's not interfering with other equipment.
Yeah.
Because I think sitting by that other equipment could interfere with the signal.
yeah.
And if it's just moved to a more central location, I bet it would work fine. But it's going end of life. Oh, no, that's not the access point. Never mind. The other thing's going end of life. So. If you don't want to make any motions on this right now, then I will,
I'll make a motion that we table the quotes.
okay.
Try to get more variety.
I'll support.
for more variety of options.
Sounds good.
Price ranges, yeah.
Moving on. So last month I was asked to get a price for a streetlight at Croner and Gratiot.
You have a vote.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry. What am I doing? I backed up. All right, Christie, yes, Gilman,
Yes.
Duncan. Dudek?
Yes.
What, was there a Duncan answer?
Yes, I did say yes.
Okay. Thank you. Carrie. Okay, now back to it. I was asked to get a price for a light at Croner and Gratiot. You see on the front page here. Our cost would be $952. Then plus it would cost about 315 or 316 a year to run.
Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Hey. And that was Dudek. All right, Dudek,
Yes.
Christie, yes. Duncan.
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
Carrie. Okay, do you want me to ask Casco to pay half? No, I'm just kidding.
Why not?
All right, so the other part on here is I said that I would look into what's going on with what we've already previously did on our LED conversion in the Bell River Park. So the Bell River Park, it appears another pre-construction walk is needed. I completed that pre-construction walk and sent the paperwork in. Okay, and then the LED conversion, he says that the project was completed. So all our lights our other lights should have been turned over already to LED.
Do you know when?
By June 22nd, it was.
Okay, okay. Just to kind of see if we can see a difference in, you know, the,
And then the one at Dolan and Bauman, they have not put back yet since they worked on the culvert. And I called several times and the road commission's blaming it on DTE and DTE is blaming it on the road commission. So the road commission has physical custody of the light, but DTE will not let them install it. And so they gotta get together and meet there at the same time so that I guess the road commission can watch the DTE guy put it up.
Wow.
you wonder how things get done sometimes, like accomplished.
So
I know.
that's where we're at on lighting. 3 to 4 weeks from now, the Bell River lights will go in.
Fun.
Incidentally, I'm trying to get an estimate right now put together to cut one mower wide on both sides of the trails. And you know, around the sitting logs and stuff, and maybe do some weed eating on the front part right along the river. So if it's not too much, I'm just gonna okay it, because I like to get it done.
Yep.
Okay, next is the Comcast renewal. Every couple of years, our Comcast contract is up. This one is currently up. So last time we had, I don't know, pretty basic Comcast. And then the last time I did this, I bumped it up to 200 MBs. And it's been working pretty good, I think. But
Yeah.
so our bill is $229.85 per month, or that's what it's supposed to be. I'm sure it varies. But that's for the 200 MBs. Now they want to go to 1.25 gigs. which is 6 times faster than what we had. And they say that changing our modem and who knows what else, they got an installation they gotta do. And they're gonna replace the modem. And the price will end up at $264, I believe. Let me see, $264.95 for 24 months. And our contract runs out July 1st, I believe. So what's your pleasure?
I'm sure that will make the computer guys' job easier if our internet's faster, so we should definitely go up.
Well, and it should probably make everything work better here, which
I
would,
would think you probably need to,
huh?
I would think you probably need to go up.
Well, I think that with all the computers we got on, what they were telling me is with all the computers running during the day, that it's like too many cars on the highway. And so somebody's might say, slow down or freeze up, why somebody else's is still working good, or somebody gets knocked off. But with this, it's like add more lanes on the highway, and I think that it'll be better connectivity also.
And our accounting system's on the internet too. So when the internet's down, we're like, you know, like we can't do
Not that
anything,
much money, so.
you know, so.
I'll make a motion that we go with upgrade with the Comcast.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Christie, yes. Duncan,
Yes.
Hillman,
Yes.
Dudek.
Yes.
Well, I think that'll make our outdated equipment even work better that they want us to replace. Okay. So new business, 2022 audit review. Oh, Wes, would you like to discuss it with us? Oh, that's right, you're not here. So did anybody look over the audit book?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Couple things, you know, we have all our money pooled and, you know. Should we move any more money out? Cause they're like, yeah, you got $1 million uninsured. Should we move some more money out, you know?
Well, yes and no, because one way Biden says he don't care how much you got deposited, you're covered.
And that's what the First State Bank would say too, like, oh yeah, you got all these different, you know, but
But my personal thought is if there's other institutions that we're not using that can give a decent rate.
I do have
Sure, what-
one on hand that we didn't choose. And I was thinking later too, I'm like, well, and also North Star is a CDAR. So when we deposit into North Star, we're not depositing in North Star, we're depositing, giving the money. And then when I get the bank statement, I'll see, you know, Bank of America, you know, just naming a bank. I'll see 5 different banks that they put the money in. So it's always going to be insured no matter what. And that's why it's a CDAR. So it's always, so we could put more money in there if we want to, and we get very good rates with North Star. But we can't do it now because we already did a CD. So I don't remember what the CD maturity date is. I think it was only like a year we did. I don't think we did that long. But I was thinking that later. I'm like, oh, why don't I ever mention that? You know, we do have the CDAR too.
Mhm.
And we get a lot of money from that for sure.
So, yeah, I think we ought to look at some other institutions and see if we could break off another piece and
Okay.
start an account.
Okay,
What do you guys think?
That's a good idea.
okay,
Yeah, look into that.
okay. Yep.
So anything on the sub audit, do we want Wes and them to come or?
The only thing I told them that I wanted them to talk about was for the fund balance on the budgets. Because you guys just wanted to make sure that those figures were correct. And I talked to them about it and they're like, yeah, you know, it's just, there's more taken into account than just cash balance. It's all accounting, you know, mumble jumble that sometimes it's confusing. That's not always cash, it's liabilities involved. It's due to, due from, the little bit, all that good stuff, you know, of why it's not matching the bank balance exactly, you know? So he was gonna explain that, but that's pretty much the
I,
gist of it anyways.
I don't personally need to talk to him.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Nope,
When's our contract done with them?
this is the last year of our contract. It ends March 31st.
Wait, so they'll do another audit then,
Yes.
right? Okay.
When they end March 31st, they still get to do the final audit.
I bet you if we don't invite them, they'll come anyways, because they'll wanna give
Yeah,
us
'cause
a
they want
contract,
a
give us a contract.
So yeah, next year they'll be here.
So one more year with them still.
We have one more year with this stuff. It's, the assessor contract runs out this December. I was looking at some of those. We're gonna have to be putting some feelers out for stuff to see what's going on with. You know, to make sure where we stand and that we get some options. We're good on trash for a while.
Yeah,
Is anybody complaining about trash anymore?
Mike, you know?
Is it just a feet right at
No,
the
they
beginning?
just they were all confused last holiday week.
It always gets them on
You know,
holiday week. I don't-
I got, I don't know how many calls, what day are they gonna pick it up? Saturday, Saturday.
Okay, so anything else on audit review?
And the only due from was from garbage, when we gave that 20,000.
That
That's
we're
the
still
only-
carrying, right?
Yep, that's the only due from I saw in there. So I know Angie, she's been doing the interest for trust and agency and she's on that, so. But,
Okay,
yep.
is there a
That's all I-
motion to file?
I'll make a motion to file the 2022-2023 audit review, a report that was given to us.
I'll support. Gilman,
Yes.
Christie, yes. Duncan,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes.
carried. Okay, LRFAP. That's local road funding. Assistance program, community. So. We got this list. 2 or 3 years ago that showed all the bad culverts in the township. That needed to be replaced within, I don't know, I think the biggest one was 4 to 6 years. But it's been 3 years. So we've done all of them except for the one I have listed here. I think it's on, what is this on Cronin Road?
Cog Hill.
Still in Coggill?
I just went on Cog Hill Road. So we've done them all except for the Cog Hill one is the last cheap one. And then the other one is on Palms Road. And that one's gonna cost $1 million and it qualifies for federal funds. And I was just at a TAC meeting today and they told me that it has been applied for, so apparently I've already done that paperwork and it's been applied for to the feds. And we just have to wait and see if we're gonna get it or not. We'll know in September.
Cause we did a couple Palms ones, you know, before they. did
Yeah,
the
we did
thing.
little-
So, yeah, okay, so there's a big one somewhere then?
Well, yeah, all these ones were $50,000-$60,000 range.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
then the Palms Road one that they're talking about is like $1 million. And so that one's like 62 feet wide or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean,
It's kind of like this one. Is this culvert really 50 grand
yeah,
on Coggill? For the Scrivener drain, is it double?
Yeah, I think they put a double in there.
So that's the only place they have a double the whole way down that frickin' drain?
but they're not gonna put a double in there.
That's why you kind of go
They're gonna
up a
put
little bit
box
to go
culvert
over
in
it.
there. They're gonna put a, oh, what do they call a steel structured box culvert in there?
Yeah, but where it crosses from one side of Crawford to the other side of Crawford. And it floods that guy's yard on the south side. They're not worried about that. Man, we're doing the shit on this one. All right.
That culvert's bad too?
I don't know. It's
I mean,
not
they
big
never,
enough.
they never gave me.
Cause all that farmland over here dumps. And goes down the north side of Crawford till it gets past. The second new house, maybe, that first new house. You know where that farmhouse sits out
Yeah.
to the road, and then it crosses right there. And then you know, this side drain, both sides come now. It all goes into one, and then it jams and it goes on a diagonal back behind all that property. But that whole mess, when it all comes together, floods. I forget that guy's name that lived there. There's a guy who used to do mechanic work. Anyways, across from Dolphin mailbox guy,
Green.
across from Marine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, cause it all
I
comes.
don't know
from
who
that
it is, but
driveway, And then
I-
his whole driveway will be underwater.
Hmm.
If it goes by, cause it's only got one tiny culvert to go through.
Wow.
But he was supposedly calling the drain commission and they were gonna do something about it, but yeah, that never happened.
Hmm.
I'm just surprised this one's that big. That's amusing
Yeah, it is.
already.
But
So what do you
that's-
need?
That's the last one we can apply for anyhow until they give us a new list. So. I'll need a motion that, says that I'm allowed to be the contact person to apply for this.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll support it.
Right, Duncan,
Oh, yes.
you good?
Yes.
Christie, yes. Gilman,
Yes.
carried. Is there any other discussion on anything?
Mike has to say something about the planner fees. The planner fees that you. With the 500 with the planning commission.
I talked.
Now he doesn't even know.
I talked to the plan-
Guess you don't.
I talked to the planner at the planning commission about.
For
Oh,
receiving
okay.
the planner fees.
About receiving the fees, I showed him that page and explained to him, how do I know when we're supposed to pick which fee? How am I supposed to figure out how much to collect off a customer? And he said that we will get together after his vacation, which is July 10th until July 28th. That we will get together and work out like a flow chart of how to do it.
Oh, wow.
And I said, okay, as long as we can figure it out, I said, because otherwise you're doing it. Because I don't.
See,
know how to
and that's the
figure it out.
problem. It's making us look bad. And then Mike's having to be like, oh, yeah, you owe us some more money. And there's no communication. Joe's not writing people back. Angie wrote
The
him.
only issue
like
I
a-
have with the whole thing, it really doesn't matter to me, but.
Do you want me to look for a
Is
different
we're
planner?
charging somebody
Yes.
for. Something that we don't provide for the resident.
Would you be interested in, a different day for planning commission?
I don't care what they do.
Because. You know, when you call other places, they go, oh, we don't have Wednesdays open, or we can only do Mondays or whatever. So if I would
That's
not,
fine.
I would not disqualify someone like that, right? Because I
Move
can
them, yeah.
definitely reach out and talk. to
Board will
some
have to
people.
move.
Oh, you're saying just because of the day. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So I can reach out and talk to
Oh.
some people, but I didn't want to be saddled with, gotta be on Tuesday night.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'll try to get Tuesday night, but.
I don't care. I thought as soon as he made that winery decision, that was his nail in the coffin.
He's
think-
been really, ever since they changed it, it's just been downhill with him. You know, since the one guy retired, it's been,
I tend to agree with that.
yep. Well, I mean, we got the website, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, you're on your own. It's like,
It just
what?
hands it back.
It
You
just
deal
pretty
with
much,
this.
yeah, it was just,
So
yeah.
speaking of the website. Are we interested in maybe looking into a website manager company or a different website altogether? Or I don't know what's available, but I get solicited by website people. Or should I?
what do you think, Brett? Because you're the one that
They're-
manages it, you
Big
know,
bucks.
they're big buck. Okay.
Huge.
Yeah,
If you're gonna pay somebody to do it, big money.
we don't wanna pay big money, right?
Yeah, it's not gonna be cheap. It'd be nice if we could get logged into it right
All
now.
right, I'll get a
Oh,
title
we
back.
can't get logged into it?
Oh, no, it's.
No, it's just a white page right now.
Oh, so that's why I even changed the text, because I'm like, people are gonna look online, because
No,
I'm
you
like,
can-
look online.
Right,
The website's
I knew
good.
there was a reason,
But
because,
when you go to admin and login, and then you click go, it switches to a white page.
right, Diane
Okay.
Coopers asked about it,
Yeah.
and Tracy's asked about it, and there's been other people that have brought it up. I think I
Right.
brought up something.
Yeah, because the building
But it's just a white
application,
page,
people
right?
are saying that.
When you log into it. it
Clear
just
my
goes to a
history.
white page.
Friendly then.
That's
I don't know what's
And
wrong with it.
I'm trying to get Bluehost to fix it.
okay.
It's probably gonna take money. That's what they usually want. Oh, well, you didn't pay your bill.
Yeah, normally a web page place is expensive. That's why when Joe was doing it, it was fairly reasonable, so we went with them.
Yeah,
But the other ones were really expensive,
yeah,
like 50, 60 grand a
yeah,
year.
we don't wanna do that.
Update your fancy website.
Wow.
Wow.
Grant, somebody that does that privately, that would.
You would think, I'm sure our illustrious computer guys could whip it out for us.
Yes, no,
ITAC's probably got a whole division that.
they do, they've already offered. They've already
It's probably
offered,
like 150 grand a year.
yeah.
It's the nicest website you've ever seen, though. It'll do everything. Ugh.
Anything else?
Well, I'll make a motion.
Would you like to adjourn?
Yeah, oh, Stan can, I'll second.
I'll make a
Stan
motion
can.
to get here.
Okay,
Stan was on it.
did you second?
I second it. Yep.
See 10 o'clock up there and.
Is Angie still on there?
No.
No. So I guess I better ask right now. You want me to do the minutes or are we gonna have Angie do them or what? For this,
Did we tape the meeting?
we're taping it, no?
She's not here. She can.
Because she could watch the meeting and do it that way,
She could.
you know,
You'll
No.
ask her when you see her?
because I think that's what she was gonna do. She was gonna
Okay.
ask you for a copy of it and everything and and watch it that way. So, and I don't know if she was doing anything on her end this way, but
All right, see you guys later, whoever's on there.